Hello everybody, this is Aubni here, and today we are back on the Ripple Effect server, and I did a few things in this place here in the mansion. So first things first, well, this room here is still empty because I'm not sure what I want to put in here, but I changed this one here a bit, so that's kind of the study, the office place thingy for the big guy that lives here. So that's this thing here. There's a little door here where we can get access to the top floor. Um, there's nothing built on the top floor yet, as you might have noticed. There's nothing built here either. So that's gonna be kind of the entrance to the master's quarters thingy. So the place where the main guy here lives. So he's got this little balcony thingy here that was already here last time and when I first discovered this place. Then I built another few little things. So here there is a little meeting room, kind of a war room. And maybe I'm gonna put like a map here or something. I don't know. And here there is a staircase that leads back to the study. So after that, over here we have a piano room. So this is the piano. That's what I managed to come up with some little chairs and tables here for people to listen to the piano player or something. I guess I'm not sure. I didn't really know what to put in here otherwise. Then there is I added a few little tables here and there. I have these kind of potted plants here that I spread all around the place. Here we have this here was the ballroom, so we have this little balcony. It was already here, I think. I added, we'll see it from downstairs, but I added a lot of how do you call that? I don't even remember how I called that thing here. But anyway, we got those things here on the wall, so that's what I came up with from the comments that I got from other people. Um, and we added this big carpet here to kind of help with lighting the place, because I didn't, speaking is hard right now. I didn't want to have torches on the floor everywhere, so I came up with that. Then another new room that we have here is this little kitchen area over here. The little kitchen, and then we have the dining room here. Little dining room with an access to the garden outside here. Then we have over there other places that I had already built. So we have the library, but the library has an access to this little area here. It's kind of a little lounge place thingy. So people can sit down on couches and stuff like that and listen to some music and all that stuff. So that's the place here, and then over that way we have the guests' bedrooms. So they're kind of like that little desk here, and a double bed, and some paintings, and another uh, potted plant or something. So yeah, that's kind of what I came up with in between episodes, and also I have this little design here for a for lamps to light up the whole area, all around the place. So it helped me light up this staircase. The only thing left is those four torches here. So if I remove them, we get a lot of dark spots that I don't want to have to deal with, because this place is gonna contain a lot of redstone, so I'm really not wanting to have stuff explode, I guess. Um, so yeah, let's try and put them back. So I really need to find a way to light up this staircase here, or this entrance area, without leaving torches on the ground. And I don't want to put torches on quartz. That would look kind of silly. So yeah, if you have any idea also, or just outside here, on how to light up this area around here, kind of in front of the staircase, I would gladly take any suggestion. I'm not necessarily a big fan of carpets, but I might put a little one here and over there on this side, something like that, because I really need to have this place lit up properly. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for what has changed in this area since the last episode. And now we're gonna work on the area down here. So down this, sorry, down this staircase here, we're gonna have the area where people are gonna be able to try and guess who the murderer is. In case you don't remember, it's gonna be kind of a murder mystery game. So yeah, there's gonna be a there has been a murder and there are a few suspects and all that stuff. Kind of a classic situation. So yeah, we're gonna have the room down here where people are gonna guess who murdered the person. I don't even remember his name. Mortimer, yeah, Lord Mortimer. So who murdered him, and also like who not who but why they murdered him and with what weapon they murdered him. So kind of like a murder mystery or kind of like the game Clue for those of you who know that game. So I'm gonna have like yeah, as I said multiple times now, the room here. I'm gonna dig it out and I'm gonna build the system that's gonna let the players decide on what was the information about the murder, I guess. Something like that. So I'm gonna clean out this place around here and I'm gonna bring you back to start placing the things and making up the contraptions that are gonna make the game work, I guess, something like that. So yeah, later. So the room has been dug out and I kind of started placing the display thingies for the choices that the player is gonna make. So first this one here, well I didn't really do anything, that's just two blocks on top of each other, or well anyway, this is just those two blocks, but I'm gonna have this one's gonna be for the motive for the murder. So there's going to be just a chest with a bunch of paper in it, sheets of paper with the renamed paper, I should say, that say the motive. So you're gonna just pick the one that you think is the one that makes the most sense, and you put it. There's gonna be like a dropper here, and it's gonna determine if it's right or wrong using an item filter, and then it's gonna bring it back there. So pretty simple one there. I don't think I'm gonna build it on camera. This one here is gonna be an arrow selector. So you have item frames. There are gonna be weapons in there. So that's for the weapons, of course. Weapons in there, and you point the right one with the arrow. There's just gonna be no weapons here because I don't want the people to know what the last person's choice was. So to go through, you're gonna have to put the arrow back in the vertical position, pointing into this block here. So I'm gonna have a little system for that. I already have a good idea in mind for what I'm gonna do for that thing. But that's not gonna be the one that I'm gonna do for now. This one here is gonna be a button selector. So you press a button, and there's gonna be kind of a little memory circuit behind this that's gonna remember which one you picked. And if you press a different one, it's gonna remove the one that you picked before, and it's gonna pick this one here instead. So I'm gonna start by building this one first. So what we need for that. We won't need an axe, so we're gonna need redstone, uppers, this, that, and I think that's about it. No, I'm gonna need some blocks instead of the comparators. Okay, so we have, oops, wow, that was bad. We're gonna need to place a repeater here to detect the signal from this button. It's gonna run into a block with a redstone torch on the side. Then there's gonna be another block on top here, and then we have two hoppers running into each other. That's gonna be the memory circuit. These two should not be here. So yeah, that's just gonna be the memory circuit. So if it's in this one, it means that it was not selected. If it's in this one, it means it was selected. That's how we determine which one was picked, and we can also see which one was picked by the fact that it's gonna be we're having a comparator that's gonna read this one, this hopper here. So if there's an item in this one, it's gonna light up this light here. So how it works, let's put a piece of stone brick here. So if I press it, well, of course, if I press it, it's gonna be lit up because of this thing, because it's connected to the it, the light is touching the block that's being powered. But we saw still that this comparator was uh, turned on. So what we're gonna need, because as you can probably notice, it got unpowered because it was stand back here, because this hopper here is not being locked or anything, so the items just go through. So to solve this problem, we're gonna put a torch here, and there's gonna be a redstone line running underneath here. So what this is going to do, it's gonna just flash out for just one tick, and it's gonna allow all the items that are in these hoppers to move back there, and then it's gonna lock it back. So it's gonna lock them at, they're gonna be locked at first, and then they're gonna be unlocked for a split second. So to do so, we need to put also a repeater here, and this one needs to be on 2 ticks. So now, I can't really see it from here, but if I have a block here, um, so right now the item is in the not picked, not chosen position. If I press it, it should stay on. No, of course it won't, because I forgot to put the redstone. Sorry about that. That's a bit embarrassing. And I need to put a torch here. Okay, now it should work. So yeah, basically, it will unpower this torch, which will unpower the torch on top for just a split second, because right after that, this torch is going to be repowered, and it's going to repower that line. So it's going to just be for one tick, move the item there, and then lock it back. So if I press it, there it is. It kept in its memory that's the option that we chose. And if I press this one instead, well, there's no circuit behind it to keep it in memory, but it did remove this choice here. I hope it made sense. I really do. So for now, I'm just gonna keep building this thing here. So this design, I don't remember if I said it, but it's something I have no idea who came up with this first, but I stole it from some people that I knew on Impulse SV's patron server. I don't really remember who exactly came up with it. I just saw the design in a shop and I thought it was really, really cool. So I just, yeah, I just stole it. I'm sorry, I know. But I can't really credit who came up with this system here. I'm just not able to, but it is an amazing system, and something very, very cool about this is that it is infinitely scalable. You can add as much of it as you want. The only issue is that every 15 modules like that, every 15 you're gonna need to have a repeater that extends the signal. So for example, a repeater here that will extend the signal that comes from this side if we had more on this side, and same over the hoppers, the redstone line that was over this hopper. We'd need a repeater to extend the signal or to repower the signal. But other than that, it is infinitely scalable, which is pretty cool, although there might be some delay issues, but I'm not even sure. I'd have to test it out if I put like 50 of those modules, 15 long modules. Although you would run into the issues of like it turns into unloaded chunks. It blends into unloaded chunks, so it kind of doesn't work. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's infinitely scalable. Um, then yeah, as you can see, it works every time. Every time I select something, it selects this one. It unselects the other ones. So that's it for this one here. For this one now, I'm gonna have a comparator here to read the output from this little arrow here. So when it is in the turned off position, it is vertical, so it has a power level of 8, I think. I'm pretty sure. Let's test it out. But yeah, power level of 8. So what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna put a little something with a... Where does that chest come from? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna need to put an item with an inventory, so maybe a hopper. Although I'll probably put something other than a hopper. I'm probably gonna put a dropper because they cause less lag. But in that dropper, I'm gonna put enough items to reduce the power that we get. Wait, now it's in subtract mode. Okay, yeah, it's gonna subtract the amount of it's gonna subtract some power level. So let's say I put it here. I'm gonna subtract enough so that when it's in this position, it ends up with a power level of 1. And then I'm gonna have a system here. Wait, no, there's gonna be a redstone torch on the side. So if it has enough power, sorry, yeah, I'm kind of making this up as I go, but yeah, if I put this like that, I'm gonna put it on a brick instead because I don't want to make sure that I do not break it. So yeah, sorry, where was I? Yes, this thing here. So it's gonna make sure that I have the exact power, no more, no less. So the way it is right now, it should work. If I have it at power level 1, it's gonna be turned off. Power level 2, it's turned on. So let's say I just extend this just to test it out. I'm gonna make just a long redstone line. No, not redstone torches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. So now that's a power of 10, which is not what I want to do. Sorry. Okay. Now I have a power level of 4. So if I have a power level of 5 in this one, it's gonna turn off the signal, but otherwise it won't. So right now I have 8. If I have 1, there is power going through. 2, there's still power going through. 3, 4, 5, it's turned off. 6, it's turned on. 7, and 8. So that's exactly what I want to have. So I'm not gonna say what's the amount that I'm gonna subtract from this thing, of course, but I'm gonna subtract a specific amount that's gonna let me choose, well, allow the player to pick the right one. Wait, no. Allow me to know which one the player picked, if they picked the right choice, so that this line here turns off at the exact right choice of, well, the exact right power of the right choice. I'm not making any sense anymore. And also I'm gonna add some more redstone to let it decay, so just to make sure that it is at a power of 8 exactly at the end. So depending on the amount that I subtract, I'm just gonna have to make sure that this last piece here, so I'm gonna adjust the length of this wire here, so that the last piece is exactly at a power level of 1, so that it detects when it is being chosen. Did that last part make any sense the way I said it? I hope it did. I know it's gonna work because I have the right thing in mind, but is it did it make any sense? I hope you understood what I meant. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these two little things. For this one, there's also a thing that I forgot to mention, but if you just power this line, it turns everything off. So it's kind of the same idea as for this one to select an option that does not have any that doesn't show any choice. Same here, I want to reset everything, so this one's gonna be the player is gonna have to reset it themselves. Um, but this one is gonna be reset automatically by just sending a little pulse on this line here. Just powering this line is gonna be enough to reset the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna build the room around that and I'm gonna be back. But before I have something very cool to do, I have been gifted a new friend. That sounds a bit wrong, but that's still what happened. My buddy Carl from the server, of course, because who else? Uh, or from where could someone else go? Anyway, sorry, I'm I'm just going a bit crazy right now. Getting a bit distracted by my own stupid thoughts. But yeah, Carl gifted me a cool new friend. For those of you who did not know, he lives in a woodland mansion, and he raided, well, he destroyed, he cleaned the woodland mansion um, earlier in the season. Actually, we went and helped him, but there was a bug where he had just an empty woodland mansion. There were no mobs at all in there for some reason. Um, but anyway, yeah. So he lived in this woodland mansion, and he now has a free evoker. Why am I going that way? He has a free evoker to give away. So I told him that I was willing to take it. So I'm gonna go there. Also, I don't know if you know where I am right now. I'm inside Magoo and Carlock's big witches. I don't know if we see them right uh, in the recording, but yeah, there are some huge witches that look very scary. That are kind of holding a little plate where they have their portals. Um, but yeah, sorry, back to business. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Carl's place and I'm gonna pick this evoker. I'm probably gonna find a good use for a guy like that eventually. Okay, so I'm back here at Carl's base. Well, it's kind of more his nether area. That that sounded wrong. Anyway, yeah, we're here and we are going to grab the evoker. Was that super loud only for me? Wait just a second, I'm gonna lower my sounds. Okay, that's a bit better. So yeah, we're here. He told me that the evoker was somewhere here behind. Is that him? He told me he was behind his base. That that really sounds like an evoker. Yep, that's an evoker. And he doesn't. Oh crap! No 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 no! Go away, little guys. Go away. Um, that's a bit annoying. Well, I think I'm gonna sleep here. I would have expected him to leave the evoker inside a minecart for some reason. So I'm gonna sleep here. I'm gonna steal enough iron to build a minecart. I'm gonna keep recording, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be entertaining enough to actually include in the video. So yeah, I'm gonna keep recording. If something funny happens, or if something interesting happens, I'm gonna bring you back in. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cut it here and cut back to the part where I'm back home with my new friend. So there it is. I now have an evoker in here that should be pretty useful for future plans. It all went off without a scratch. I did not die once or twice. I died 3 times, but I didn't show any of it because it wasn't that interesting to see. I kind of looked at the footage. I recorded it all, but it wasn't interesting to see, to watch, so I decided not to include it in the video. I also delivered the spoils container for the month of March. And I finished this room down here. So this display here is pretty much the same as it was earlier. Here I added the names of the suspects. So we have Gary the gardener, Lady Wilma, Mortimer's wife, Colette the cook, Burton the butler, Lisa the librarian, and Lord Rickard, Mortimer's rival lord. So try and guess who it was in the comments. Try and guess who it was who killed Lord Mortimer. And here we have the system that's gonna have the motives for the murder. I didn't write them down yet, but I will. And yeah, so you grab one piece of paper, the one that has the right motive, or the motive that you think makes the most sense. You put it in here, and when you are sure of your 3 choices, you press this button. It checks to see if you have any good answers, and if you do, it opens up, well, whatever, it always opens up this door, but it will open up the treasure rooms down there. Actually, they're more like treasure holes than treasure rooms. I kind of ran out of space down there. Um, but yeah, and you will get treasures depending on the amount of right answers that you have. So it's not like one treasure for this one. Like if you get the right motive, you get one specific treasure. It's like it only counts the amount of right answers. I don't know if you see the what it means, what it implies. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this place here. The only thing left to do is build the upstairs area where there's gonna be the master's quarters and the servants' quarters over there. So that's pretty much all that's left to build in this place, and then it's gonna be ready to be explored. But that's gonna be it for today. Sadly, I won't work on that anymore because I don't have any more time to work on that. I hope you forgive me. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, press a button or another. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.